especially after Swami spoke with so much of passion, my job becomes a lot more easier, not only in the office but also here, because a lot of the points which I wanted to speak has been covered by him, and therefore for me, to that extent, it becomes a lot more easier for me to speak. But before I begin my talk, I thought I needed to give a backdrop in terms of what or how this industry has moved, because the focus is on talent and the way we need to manage them. And unless we understand the shifts the industry has gone through, it would be extremely difficult for us to use yesterday's solutions to solve today's problem and to build on to the future. Prior to joining the BPO industry, I was in the pharma sector for about 6 years, and the basic mantra we believe in is that any medicine which we produce has a shelf life or an efficacy, and unless we keep changing the dosage or come up with newer variants, the medicines which we manufacture would end up becoming a poison. And therefore in HR, constantly our endeavor is to ensure that we need to know and understand the way the market performs, the way the market behaves, to look at the talent operating in that market, and then take it on from there. And for any HR professional and for all business leaders, they need to look into the way the BPO industry has grown in India and the way the business is operating across the globe. And very clearly, one thing which is changing the face of India and will continue to change the face of India is the way this industry is generating employment. Because as per NASSCOM's latest report, it says that close to about 44% of all new urban jobs will be in the BPO industry. And therefore, we need to be clear in terms of what is it we do, not only from an industry and an organization perspective, but the country as a whole in terms of infrastructure, which Nitya was speaking about, or the other changes which we need to bring in. I remember reading a report by Professor Ramanathan from IIM Bangalore, who says that in the next 5-6 years, there will be more than 20 million graduates in this industry. Imagine what it will do to a country like India, where we believe that the average intellect of an Indian is very high. What he or she lacks is the exposure. And working in the best of class industries, the latest in terms of business processes, these 20 million people who will be directly employed will actually go back to their tier 2, tier 3 towns and bring about a sea change in the way India is. And therefore, as business leaders, as operating in the BPO industry, it is extremely critical that we understand the way the industry is moving, to look at the average age of the people getting into this place, and more importantly, the exposure this industry will give to people